Today we are talking about Jagmeet Singh because he has gone on national television, breakfast television, a left-leaning progressive TV channel here in Canada, and he is crying about Pierre Poilievre and how Pierre is just absolutely killing it in not only the polls but advertising. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage everyone to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Just a reminder that this is indeed the extra channel, and I would really appreciate if you guys treated this one the same one that you do all of the others. And I'm not on camera. I am still out with my family, so I do apologize about that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we're starting off with the polls, right? We normally do that. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives sitting pretty good at 212 projected seats. Their bottom line is still very, very high, 179. We haven't even resumed Parliament yet. When they do go back to doing their actual jobs and they actually debate each other and try to push policies and deny policies and all that great stuff, I do believe that there's ample evidence that would show Pierre Poilievre would jump from 212 projected seats up into maybe the 220s, maybe possibly even the 230s, depending if Justin Trudeau ever decides to wear blackface again, which I wouldn't put it past him. He's done it a couple of times already. Justin Trudeau sitting at a measly 69 seats. He's been down from 74, 73 the past several weeks. He dropped into 69. He's going to keep dropping. He's going to keep on tanking. And then you have the NDP, Jagmeet Singh, sitting at a measly 22 seats, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. So he went on breakfast television and he cries and cries and cries about how conservative leaders are attacking the NDP and calling him sellout Singh. And there's a massive push right now by the media and by the liberals to attack Pierre Poilievre and criticize him for what he's doing with his ads and his social media posts and his entire narrative of calling, liberal NDP coalition, and they're denying those claims, calling him sellout Singh, and Jagmeet saying that's not fair. That's not fair. I'm not a sellout. Absolutely. Jagmeet is, there's reason to believe that he's the worst politician in all of Canada because Justin Trudeau was groomed and indoctrinated into this, right? His father was prime minister and he was brought up in politics since a very young age. Jagmeet chose this life. Justin Trudeau did not. Jagmeet he actively chooses this life, and he's also holding 41 plus million Canadians hostage with this coalition. But you don't have to listen to me talk about this. Let's listen to breakfast television give Jagmeet Singh a platform to pretty much cry. Let's take a look at this here.
Now, federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh continues his cross-country tour in Toronto today to push for a price cap on grocery store staples if grocers can't be convinced by the Liberal government to bring down the prices themselves. He joins us live now in studio to explain. Jagmeet, thank you so much for being here.
This guy's such an idiot. He is constantly going after grocery store CEOs. I have not heard the narrative of anybody in Canada being mad, upset, angry with CEOs. You own a business, you take your bonuses, you pay employees, you create jobs, whatever. People don't care. It used to be 10 years ago, there was this massive push towards hating rich people, right? F all these rich people, they suck, they're the worst. People don't really care about that anymore. Maybe a few lingering people do, but everyone's upset with the government, and that's where all the frustration and the accountability should be pointed towards. Is this guy right here? He's going after grocery store CEOs. He wears a $20,000+ Rolex. He drives probably a BMW. He's sitting very, very high up in his net worth. Yet he's been a politician his entire life. It doesn't make any sense. He is as corrupt as it gets, and people are just fed up with him. He is sellout Singh. That is the nicest name to call him.
Here.
My pleasure.
My question to you is, how do you force corporate grocers to bring down the prices or comply?
Also, it's worth noting, he always wears his Rolex in Parliament, and he chose not to. He chose not to wear a suit for this. He wants to appeal to being a casual, regular dude, even though he sits kind of feminine-like, right? Doesn't have his Rolex, doesn't have his chains or his other jewelry on. Very, very funny that he chose this opportunity now where he bashes rich people to not dress as the rich person that he is. Kind of funny.
with a price cap. The argument the governing Liberals have made in saying that they don't agree with this idea is that, say, the price of sugar rises globally. How can you set a price in one region?
Well, we've seen another country do it. France has already done something really similar. And our main argument is this. When you go into the grocery store and you're buying your groceries, you're spending more than ever before and you're leaving with less than ever before. So people feel intuitively, I'm getting ripped off. And they're right. These grocery store corporations are making some of the biggest profits they've ever seen in their history. And so we're saying, well, that's unfair. And the rules have been written to let them do that. We're saying, let's change the rules and give people an advantage. Let's give people a little bit of a break. And one way to do that concretely is to put in a price cap if these corporate grocery stores don't lower the price of essential items. And we know they can do that. We've seen many of these corporate grocery stores have in-house brands, and they've talked about freezing those prices. They've talked about those prices coming down. So they absolutely do have control. They're making huge profits. People need a break. And so this is one way to do it.
What does forcing...
That is so hypocritical. People need a break. Cut the carbon tax, you schmuck. You hypocritical POS. He goes around and props up the narrative that people need a break, which they absolutely do. Look, Canadians are fed up. We're taxed to death. We're one of the highest tax countries in the entire world. Yet this guy right here is going to sit semi-cross-legged with his Rolex probably in his back pocket or in his BMW parked in the parking lot, and he's going to say that it's up to the grocery stores. Buddy, it's up to you, the government. You have a job. Serve the public. You're a public servant. Do what you need to do and cut the friggin' carbon tax and give Canadians the break that you're saying that Canadians deserve. Like, it's not that hard, man.
Them to do it, though, look like before you bring in that price cap? Like, does it come in the form of sanctions?
Well, the negotiation would be you've got a chance to bring it down on your own. If you don't bring it down, we will force it by putting in a price cap.
Okay.
The price cap would then be imposed by the federal government to say you can't charge more than a certain amount for food essentials like bread or like baby formula. And we know that they have been ripping us off because very recently there was a landmark settlement where $500 million was awarded in a settlement against Loblaws for their role in the bread price fixing in a class action lawsuit. So this is a significant penalty for the fact that they literally worked with other companies to jack up the price of bread, ripping off Canadians to the tune of $5 billion. They're finally having to pay a little bit for that. That's not enough. We know that it shouldn't come to having to go to court to get some fairness. The government should step up and protect people from these corporations that are ripping them off.
Now,
And the government can do that by reducing taxes. It doesn't make any sense. And for some reason, there's either an immense amount of delusion or he just doesn't care. And that's kind of where I think a lot of Canadians are sitting right now, is under the belief that the Liberals and the NDP and sometimes even the Bloc, they just don't care, because there's a certain point where you can be ignorant of the truth and the facts and the voices that Canadians are really vocal about, not only on social media but in person. Jagmeet Singh, everywhere he goes, every time he shows up in public, he's met with F Trudeau, F Jagmeet protesters. Everywhere he goes, he gets absolutely destroyed in the House of Commons. There's no way that these people are that sadistic, that far down the psychopath train, that they don't realize that they are hated and that they are ruining people's lives. I think that they're just not caring. They're at a point where they don't care. They're looking to make themselves rich, and they are using these opportunities right now, like this platform right here on breakfast television, to spew more things that would get them richer. There is no way that they are this dumb. And if they are, as they say down south, bless their heart.
only have a limited amount of time with you, so I do want to ask you about the Conservatives' latest attack ad. They took aim at you as a person this week rather than your policies. I'm wondering what you make of the Conservative Party's shift in attacks against the governing Liberals and onto you.
Well, I think they're nervous. They know that what we're talking about makes a lot of sense. We're going after corporate greed. We're saying that big corporations shouldn't rip you off. People are thinking that makes a lot of sense. So they're attacking me personally.
As you can see, Jagmeet Singh is in quite the predicament because he's crying about the fact that there's these attack ads that are run by the Conservatives, and they're not even attacks, they're just facts, right? The fact that he has multiple Rolexes, the fact that he drives BMW, the fact that he is literally after his pension. This is something that isn't a conspiracy. You're not nuts. The government wants to make it seem like you're nuts, and the media is going to tell you that you're nuts for thinking that Jagmeet Singh isn't calling an election because of his pension. They're going to deny. But even CTV has come out and they have questioned him, saying, why is it that you're just after your pension? Why are you not doing what's in the best interest of Canadians? You're not going to win. Yet Jagmeet Singh is pretending like he's going to win. And it's very, very frustrating. So Jagmeet obviously had enough of all of the negativity, and he's coming on here to complain, which, to be honest, is not a good look. Jagmeet could have just rolled with the punches and ignored it, or retaliated and done ad campaigns towards Pierre and the Conservatives if he really wanted to, or Trudeau, but he doesn't have the gonads. He's not man enough to do that because he can't. There's not really anything to go after Pierre in the same sense that there is that Jagmeet has multiple Rolexes and he's spewing all of these lies, these hypocritical lies, right? So let's continue. This is getting pretty funny.
Which I'm used to that, I don't mind that, but they're also lying. And those lies, they know they're lying, because they know the reason why we're forcing Justin Trudeau to do things is because we want to give people dental care. We want to give people pharmacare. We want to give people some dignity and some help. And we're using our power in Parliament to fight for that. And I think they want to distract from the fact that Pierre Poilievre wants to strip that away from people. He's been very open about wanting to take away dental care, and people are now receiving it and saying, well, I don't want them to take away my dental care. That's a bad thing. So now he's trying to distract with these type of dishonest attacks. But we're going to keep on fighting for people.
With respect, though, the Liberals have lost, 20 points nationally, but your party doesn't seem to have brought in those disengaged Liberal voters. Take a look at the, Toronto-St. Paul's by-election. That recent by-election, the NDP lost vote share, even though the NDP hold it provincially. So what do you make of that?
Well, we're seeing a lot of folks across the country. I'm touring with this Change the Rules tour and seeing a lot of people excited about what we have to offer. We're seeing people now starting to get the benefits. We're seeing more and more seniors going to the dentist and getting their teeth fixed. And so people are realizing, what we fought for is actually improving their lives. And now we're saying, when we know you're getting ripped off by big corporations, we want to fight back against them to actually give you a break. The Liberals under Justin Trudeau aren't doing enough. They've let you down. They failed you. And Pierre Poilievre wants to put fuel on the fire of corporate greed. He wants to let those corporations rip you off even more. So we're offering an alternative, and we're starting to see people see that, that's a good alternative for us.
That is a blatant lie right there. Pierre Poilievre wants less government. He wants to empower Canadians to make more money by themselves, pay less taxes, and just be independent citizens that contribute to, the tax pool. And he wants to manage it properly and stop wasteful spending, which is not something that the NDP nor the Liberals can vouch for, because they are obviously doing the opposite. The fact that Jagmeet Singh isn't picking up Liberal voters, right? The fact that so many people are leaving Justin Trudeau's support and they're flocking elsewhere. Well, where are they voting? Well, obviously, they're not going to Bloc Québécois. That's only for Quebec. So it's really between the Green Party, LOL, and the NDP Jagmeet Singh, which they're obviously not doing that. You just heard breakfast television host say that they're not doing that. So they're going to Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives. It's very funny that the media is trying to make Pierre Poilievre seem like this Donald Trump alt-right crazy person. He is nothing like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a nationalist. Pierre Poilievre still a little bit a globalist, and it's frustrating because I think a lot of Canadians want to see Pierre go a little bit more to the right, a little bit more pro-Canada. That would be some helpful criticism, but I don't know if we're ever going to see that here in Canada because we are a pretty progressive country. But nonetheless, this is just a very bad look for Jagmeet Singh.
Well, the numbers suggest otherwise, though.
Well, it's going to take some time, I'm sure, but I'm hearing from folks that are saying, what? My grandparents got to get their teeth cleaned for the first time in their lives, got their teeth fixed, and that's changed their lives, and we're so thankful. And more of those folks are going to realize that we fought for them when we deliver something real. We can fight to make sure we lower the price of groceries as well.
Jagmeet hasn't heard from anyone saying these things. Jagmeet is an idiot. He's seen one old lady tweet about it or post on Facebook, and he says, I hear people's feedback is really pro NDP, and it's not, Jagmeet. The feedback you're getting, look at the polls, look at social media. You get ratioed every single day on X, formerly known as Twitter. You get absolutely bombarded on social media everywhere, everything that you post. You get heckled everywhere you go. That's not normal behavior for a politician. A politician should not be met with protesters everywhere they go. If that's the case, something is wrong. It means you're pissing people off. You're pissing a lot of people off, and then there is no longer a small fringe minority. It's the voices of the majority of Canadians are fed up, which is why you're seeing Jagmeet really tank in the polls. I mean, nobody is flocking from the Conservatives or the Liberals to run into Jagmeet Singh's open arms going, I welcome you. Let's go after grocery store CEOs. It's just not happening. But this begs a question that I ask at the end of every single video. What do you think? What is your takeaway from this? Is Jagmeet, does he have a chance in hell of making it as Prime Minister of Canada? Or is he just an absolute idiot who's grifting, who's pandering to people to try and get his pension, and then he's going to throw in the towel and call it quits? Let me know what you guys think down below. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end this video. On your way out, I'd like to encourage you guys one last time to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.